Okay, Ji. So today we will be discussing some more strategies. If you remember that in the last class we have explained the integration strategies. And integration strategies we have gone. We have explained the forward integration, backward integration, and horizontal integration. And today we will be starting from the intensive strategies, then diversification. The last one is defensive strategies. I'm sorry, in the last column you can see there is again intensive strategies are written. It is somewhat typo error. It is defensive strategies. So starting with the intensive strategies, the first one is market penetration. Now, what is market penetration? Market penetration is another strategy for a company or for a firm, for an organization, where firm seeks increased market share for the present product or service in present market through the greater marketing effort. If you want to get more revenues, more shares, more sales from the present market by selling existing product, so you penetrate into market. It's called market penetration. Let me admit some more people here. All okay. Market penetration. So market penetration is a strategy where you increase your revenue, your market share from the existing market with the by the selling of existing product. It means if you have remember about some policies and strategies by marketplace, you must be having an idea about the product development, market penetration. So these kind of policies are there and strategies are there. So in the market penetration, when you sell your existing product in existing market and through some strategies, through some policies, through some marketing efforts, so you are following this market penetration strategy. 5 guidelines are there where when we do market penetration, when current market are not saturated. It means that if in the current market or existing market there is a lot of demand and that demand is not met yet fully, so that's why you can it is an opportunity for you. You can attract that demand from the market for your product, and you need not to change any kind of characteristics of product, because your existing product is selling and your existing product is having much demand over there. So if you have greater demand of your existing products, obviously you want to attract that those demand or those customers by publicity, by offering them some offers and by offering them some packages. So you want to increase your revenue by selling your existing product into existing market through some devices. Another number 2 is when the usage rate of the present customer could be increased significantly. It means that again it is a matter of demand. If you see that the demand of your product is been increasing in the present market, so if it is increasing significantly, so you want to cash it, or you want to get this opportunity to be encashed. On the third point, when the market share of the major competitors have been declining while total industry sales have been increasing. It means that the total industry's demand has been increasing, but your competitors are getting somewhat deficiencies over there, or maybe having some competitive disadvantage as compared to you. So you take advantage of this occasion, you can take advantage of this event that the present market, in the present product, the customer is increasing and your competitor is not competent enough that they could meet that demand. So the obviously gap is left over there for you, and you must go for that gap, and you must increase your revenue by selling your existing product in the bigger scale. And the fourth one is when the when the correlation. 1 minute, I must admit all the other people. Okay. When the correlation between dollar sales and dollar marketing expenditures historically has been high. It is somewhat related to the foreign exchange kind of thing, because when foreign exchange rate is changed, when the dollar has become expensive or dollar become cheaper, so that becomes some time advantage for you, that the foreign exchange market is providing you the opportunity to sell your product, existing product, at higher number of people. Because when dollar get expensive in Pakistan, if I say that in Pakistan, if dollar get expensive, so it means that your product would be having a lesser price to foreigner. I'm repeating, when dollar gets expensive, but dollar rate is increasing, it means that your local products is now cheaper to your foreigner customer. So it means that if the dollar rate is increasing, so your existing product is having a cheaper price into the international market, and obviously this is the opportunity you can attract to those market by selling to the bigger and larger customer circle. And then not the last, but not it is not the last but the least, when the increased economies of scale provide major competitive advantage. So it means that your existing product and you have existing market, but you produce at large scale. So in producing large scale, the per unit cost is lower always, because if you produce at the smaller scale size production, so the per unit cost would be high. But if you are producing larger scale of production, so then the per unit price or per unit cost is becoming lesser, so you can sell more product at the cheaper price to the existing customer, so you can raise more revenue by opting this what you can say condition. So if you have any question in this slide, I can ask you, I can answer you. Please explain once again. We join later due to some issue. Please explain what I have started the market penetration. And market penetration is a strategy, and this kind of strategy is opted when you sell your current product into current market to large number of customers. It means that you are not going to the new markets, you are not developing your product, you are selling your existing product into existing market, exploiting some opportunities. And those opportunities are what? So these are the opportunities are there. When the current market is not saturated, it means that you are having a demand for your product, but your competitors or the market or producers are not compatible or not enough competent to meet that demand. So you must exploit that opportunity. In the second, I've told you that when present customer could be increased significantly by through publicity, through some offerings, through some kind of offers, packages, you can attract your customers to your existing product, so you can increase your sale. It is called market penetration. When the market share of the major competitor have been declining, it means that your competitor is losing market. It means it can also be taken that the customer is shifting from your competitor and to other alternatives. Obviously, you are again a competitor, so you take advantage of this thing, and you fill up that gap, and you increase your sale by offering those customers who want to shift their consumption towards your own product. When the correlation between dollar sale, it means that it is linked with the dollar price as well. When your dollar get expensive, when your dollar get dearer, So by expensive dollar, your local product become cheaper in international market. So if you see that the dollar rate is being increasing, so it is an opportunity that your product is going to be a cheaper product in international market. Now it's your publicity, it's your advertisement, it's your contacts which create customers to buy your product. So that is again an opportunity for you. And the next thing is when increased economies of scale. It means that if you are producing at large scale, so producing large scale, the per unit cost declines. So if cost is declining, it means that you can sell your product at a cheaper price and getting more and more demand from the existing market. So if you sell your existing product into existing market, so it is called market penetration, and that may become an opportunity for you. And these are the 5 guidelines where the opportunity created. One more question is there. Please explain the marketing expenditure. Marketing expenditure, obviously, that publicity expenditure when you advertise your product, when you go to print media, electronic media, bannering, and billboards, and so all these expenditure are marketing expenditure. So obviously, through these marketing expenditure, you can attract more customers. Okay, the next thing is market penetration, market development. Now, you sell your existing product into new geographical areas. It means that you are taking your current product into new markets. If you are selling in Peshawar or KP only, but if you want to sell your product, your existing product into Lahore, into Karachi, or if you are selling in Pakistan and you want to take this product into UAE or some other country, so it is called market development. So when the market development should be taken as a strategy, so these 6 guidelines are there. When new channels of distribution are available that are reliable, inexpensive, and good quality. Obviously, if you want to sell your product to Punjab or to Sindh, so obviously you only can sell over there if you find some distribution channel which are reliable, which are inexpensive, and which have good quality of connection. So you can sell your product away from your present market. So this is called market development. Second thing is when an organization is very successful, and what it does, it means that organization or firm who is selling product, it is very bigger firm or successful firm, and it can attract new markets. So obviously that firm goes to new markets definitely. When an organization has the needed capital and human resource to manage expanded operations, obviously if you want to sell your product in Punjab, in Karachi, or even in international markets, so it means that you are having that much of amount of human resource, capital resource, machinery, technology, that you can meet the bigger demand from the other markets. So you obviously definitely go for the other markets. Then the other thing, okay, let me admit some other people here. Okay, when an organization has excess production capacity, so it is again linked to the previous point that why I'm going to the Lahore market, why I'm going to the Karachi market, why I'm going to the international market. So I'm going to the to other market because I can produce. I have the capacity for production, more production, and selling over there. So that's why I go to the new markets. And the last point is when an organization, basic industry is rapidly becoming global in scope. So that obviously become our majburi, because if you see that your product is now becoming an international product, so obviously to be in the competition, definitely you go to the new markets because your competitor is going to the new markets. So obviously you will not let him alone. So you will definitely take your firm or your product into bigger competition. 2 questions are there. Let me see. All of you, please turn off your camera. Please turn off your cameras and as well as your mics. The next point, sir, 3 number point again. 3 number point, when major competitor offer better quality products at sorry, let me okay. Number three is when new untapped or unsaturated market exists. It means that if you find that some new markets where nobody is selling your product or such like your products. So if you find some new markets where the customer is demanding but there is no seller over there, so you go there to sell your product. So that is called untapped and unsaturated market. So in that case, obviously you take your product to that market. Now the product development. Now you are developing your product. You are developing your product into existing market. You are selling in the same area but with the more function in your product. So it is called product development. It means that I was selling my product in Peshawar, but now I'm developing my product with some new functions and with some new characteristics, and that new product again I'm selling into Peshawar. So it is called product development because I am selling my a new or developed product into in present market. So 5 guidelines are there when it become a need. So when an organization has successful product that are in the maturity. So obviously, if you get your product to be developed at maturity stage, so definitely you develop your product and you sell into. Sir, please explain each with an example so we can get each. Okay. Uh, uh, Example. Let's say if I'm selling some. You can see that your mobile phones. Why Samsung is not producing one mobile and selling to Peshawar only? But you can see that after every 2 months, 3 months, mobile market is having some new model of Samsung. But the market is same, the customers are same. Why Samsung is taking new product into the same market? Because once a customer get the cell phone, so he purchase it for its, I think, for the lifetime. But the product of the mobile commodities like that, the customer of mobile, if he finds some new function into mobile, so he left older product and want to buy new product. So in that case, obviously, the organization or the firm or the Samsung or some other kind of cell phone firms get the idea that this kind of a product, if we develop this product, so customer will leave the older product and will buy our new product. So that's how you develop your product. So this is called a product development when you sell your commodity or your product with new functions to the existing market. What type of strategy could be best when an organization has excess production capacity? If organization has an excess production capacity, obviously he must go for the new markets. That firm must go for the market development because that firm can produce more. More mean that that firm can produce larger than the demand of the existing market. Let's say first crore to be in Peshawar, there are 1 million customers, but you can produce more than 1 million. It means that Peshawar market is not enough for you. You must find some new markets. You go for Mardan, you go for Charsadda, you go for other cities. So that's how you can create your new customers. So it is called market development. Okay, then the European pricing strategies. So we go for product development, market development, product development. Okay. Number 2 point is when an organization competed in an industry that is characterized by the rapid technological development. Definitely, why product become developed product? Because you follow technological developments. Just like my example, I've given the example of mobile or laptops or cameras or such kind of a thing where the technology is becoming so fast day by day. After every month, you find some new model for your product. So if in that kind of sense, if you find some new features, some new characteristics in the product, so you leave older one and you buy the new one. Just take the example of your cars. Because if someone buys the car, so it can be bought for the whole life. But no, you saw that after 1 or 2 years, he sell old car and buy new one because he likes new feature in the product. So that is called product development. So you must go for the product development, and if you have followed the technological development. Number 3 point is when the major competitors offer better quality products at comparable prices. Obviously, if your competitor is developing his product, so why don't you? So that's why you not that your competitor alone in that race. So if you find that your competitor is developing a product, it's his product, so you definitely develop your own product as well. Then when an organization competes high growth industry, definitely high growth industry actually absorb this kind of products like cell phones, like mobile phones, like laptops, like motor vehicles. So these are very high growth industries. So in that high growth industries, new technological developments are common, and by every new technological development, the product get developed and customers sell its older product and buy new one. Okay, the last point is when an organization has especially strong research and development capabilities. Obviously, so why Samsung is throwing or iPhone is throwing after every year a new model, because through research and development their product is being developed, and through research and development the product is developed. Then obviously you go for product development and you throw new product for the customers. And this was the intensive strategies. The next two are diversification strategies. Now, what are diversification strategies? There are two strategies up there: related diversification and unrelated diversification. Okay, what diversification means? Diversification means adding new but related product or service. It means that you are not producing one model in one industry. You are producing a lot of different varieties in your production plant. You're not making just single product. You're making many of the products. You have diversified yourself. Like Hire is producing laptop, Hire producing washing machine, Hire producing refrigerator, Hire is producing ACs. So this is called diversification. When you produce so many kind of the products and feature of the product in the same plant size. But now the diversification are of the two types. One is related diversification, another is unrelated diversification. Related diversification means that if you can take the example of Hire, if you remember that Hire started its production by the washing machines. So by producing washing machine, they go to the refrigeration. So refrigerations, AC, so these are the related diversification. But then again, suddenly Hire started manufacturing laptops. So laptop is something other line than the refrigeration kind of work, because refrigerators or ACs, this is similar kind of line. But producing mobile and laptops, that is different line. So this is called unrelated diversification. But if Hire is producing ACs, refrigeration, and in AC they are producing different diversification like 1 ton, 1.5 ton, 2 tons, or plasma kind of thing. So it is related diversification. But if Hire is producing not only refrigeration, but Hire is producing laptop as well. So laptop is something different line. So it will be called unrelated diversification. So related diversification is there and unrelated diversification is there. So 6 guidelines are there where this related diversification works. When an organization compete in a no growth or slow growth, let me see the question. How the diversification strategy important? It is very much important, because you find the you need to find the customer's black box. What is customer's black box? Customer black box is some sort of a thing where you find that what customer needs in daily life and what you can produce for that customer. So obviously for me, it would be really ideal that customer would buy all products of my brand. So why I produce one commodity? I am providing the washing machine to customer, I am providing the laptop to the customer, I am providing the motor vehicle to, I am providing each and everything for customer. So it is only to get more and more revenues from the customer, because customer want to spend its income, and it would be very ideal that customer spends its larger portion of income on my products. Either he's buying my mobile phone, he's buying my car, he's buying my refrigerator. So through these diversification, I can get larger portion of revenue from the customer. What is the specific difference between I told you specific differentiation is that when any kind of a firm produces a similar line of a product but with different features, it is related diversification. Similar line of product but with different features like laptops. So you can find so many kind of laptops with different specification. It is related diversification. Or mobile. So mobile and laptop are somewhat similar line of product. So it is related diversification. But with the laptop and mobile, I am producing motor vehicle or I'm producing some washing machine. So that is totally different line. So it become an unrelated diversification. So unrelated diversification where firms produces some different line of product with different features. Okay. So related diversification when an organization compete in a no growth or slow growth industry. Obviously, you need to diversify your product when industry becomes slow in growth. So when industry is slow in growth, so obviously you want to speed up your industry with the introduction of the new products. When adding new but related products should significantly enhance your sale. Obviously, why I'm going to for strategy diversification, because I see that through diversification my sale will be increasing, so I would definitely go for diversification. When new but related product could be offered at high competitive prices, this is another reason. 1 minute please.
सॉफ्टवेयर है what to pay the version any desk software डाउनलोड कर इंस्टॉल करो
उसी टूल में है,
उसी टूल में नहीं
उसी में। अच्छा गूगल में ये अब समझ को ना बताऊं,
नहीं समझ को बताऊंगा। अच्छा आप अपनी ट्राई करो, अगर ना हो तो फिर समझ।
ठीक है ठीक है।
तो समझ आपको कहेगा कि मैं समझ को बोलो कि मैं एनी डेस्क इंस्टॉल कर चुका हूं। एनी डेस्क एक सॉफ्टवेयर है,
ठीक है,
उसको डाउनलोड करो।
जैसे
टीम व्यूअर नहीं,
ठीक है ठीक है,
उसमें फिर 9 डिजिट आईडी है,
समझ गया।
उसमें शेयर करोगे वो आपका सिस्टम एक्सेस करके सारा कुछ आपको कर देगा।
समझ गया समझ गया, जबरदस्त जबरदस्त। आपने किया?
हां मैंने भी कर लिया, सब कुछ उसने खुद किया।
गुड गुड गुड। चलो मैं फारिग वो करता हूँ, मैं फारिग करता हूँ। ओके जनी, ओके ओके जी, सॉरी। So when new but related products have seasonal sales, obviously seasonal sales are there because in some kind of seasons, in summer, winter, or after a couple of months, there is some kind of a trendy kind of sale of your product. So you need to produce some kind of a diversification. Might be your customer gets away in summer, so you need to produce some kind of a product that your customer would be attached with you in summers as well. So you need to produce some different kind of diversification in your product. Then the when an organization product are currently in the declining stage, definitely you go for new features in your product with new diversification. Your old products now matured. Now people or customers are no more want to buy your products, so you need to have diversification. And when an organization has a strong management team, definitely all these diversification depends upon the good management team, because a good management team manage all these diversifications. Then the next thing is unrelated diversification. I told you that if you totally shift the product line, you're producing mobiles and suddenly you shift your product line from mobile to washing machine or to motor vehicle or motorbikes. So again, there are some reasons. When revenues are increasing by adding new unrelated product, obviously higher found that not only ACs and refrigeration, if I produce laptops, so my sale can be increased. So they became a producer of laptops as well. When an organization compete in a high competitive, definitely in high competitive market, you need to have diversification, because if you don't diversify your product, your competitor will do. Then when an organization, a present channel of distribution can be used to market the new products to current customers. So this is an opportunity when the distribution channels provides you an opportunity to sell your more products to different customers. So you go for more products with the different lines. When the new products have a counter cycle sale pattern, I told you about seasonal sale. Sometime in summer your product is high, and in winter your product is low. So why the winter products are low? So you produce some kind of product, we can sell your raise your sale in winter as well. So you have diversified kind of product, so your revenues and sale becoming continuous for the whole year. When basic industry is experiencing declining annual sales and profit, definitely if your basic product is declining, so you need to produce or you need to introduce some new product line as well. When the capital management talent available to competitive in new industry, definitely there is no other point to explain, because it is the management who take this kind of development in your industry, in your organization. Then when an organization has the opportunity in attractive investment opportunity, definitely why hire goes to produce laptops rather than producing mobiles only. So they find the opportunity that they can do, so they did. And when there is existing financial synergy between the acquired and acquiring firms, if you find that you have much money and you can buy small firms who is not producing your like product, but who is producing some other kind of product, but you can acquire that firm by purchasing 50% higher shares of that firm, and you becoming a diversified unrelated. Similarly, like how can I put an example of this? I think यार एग्जाम्पल मेरे जहन में आते आते जो है वो बिल्कुल स्किप हो गई. So when an example come in my mind, I would definitely throw the example again. When existing market for organizations present product are saturated, I think this point is repeated. When existing product has been saturated, customers are fed up of your product. Now they want some new products from you, so you produce new products. When antitrust action should be charged against an organization, some sort of a thing that if you see that when environmental kind of campaigns and or government regulation agencies put some allegation on you that your existing products is not meeting this international standard, then definitely you go for some new features and new line of product with the international standards. So these are unrelated diversification. The last strategy is defensive strategies. In defensive strategies, the first one is retrenchment. Okay, in a couple of minutes, the session will be getting off. So I would be coming immediately to continue this session and complete this chapter today. So what is retrenchment? Retrenchment is actually regrouping through cost and asset reduction to reverse declining sale and profit. When you see that your profit and sale is declining, you cut the cost. You cut the cost. The cutting cost is actually the retrenchment policy. And how and why it is being, obviously sale is decreasing, profit is decreasing, so you cannot manage your expenses from the present sale and profits, so you become the you do the cut cost. So when an organization has failed consistently to meet its objective, so obviously you then go for a cut cost strategy. And cut cost strategy, you can reduce your assets, you sometimes you can sell your equipments, uh, you sell your land, you sell your machineries. So downsize your firm by terminating or retiring the employees. So this is called the cut cost strategy. And that strategy has been taken when your sale and profit not good. So the points are very clear and very understandable. When an organization has failed to meet its objective, when the weaker competition is there in the industry, and when organization plagued by inefficiency, low profitability, poor employees, morale, pressure from the stakeholders to improve performance, but you can't do, so you cut cost. And when an organization strategic manager have failed to exploiting opportunities, responding threats, so management if becoming fail in getting opportunities and reverting threats, so it goes for cut cost strategy. And the last, when an organization has grown so large so quickly that major internal organization is needed, it becoming sometime that firm becomes so large that it cannot continue to manage its functions efficiently. So it also goes to cut cost strategy. If videos ends, it means that session times out. I will be immediately would be coming again to internet. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Okay, divestiture strategy. Divestiture again cutting cost strategy, but it is by selling a division or part of an organization. This is called divestiture of a firm. And why and when this strategy is taken into practice, when an organization has pursued a retrenchment strategy and failed to accomplish needed improvement. It means that if you are cutting cost through downsizing, through some policies, through selling your equipments, lands, you sell your complete section of organization to some other, on some other meaning, we can say it as say the outsourcing. What is outsourcing mean? Sometimes you take your complete function of your company, and that function is being given to some other firm to operate. Because if you go for operation, it's becoming a very okay. Video was clear. Thank you very much. So it's becoming necessity that by cutting cost strategy, by selling your equipment, by selling your raw materials, by selling your land, but the improvement is not becoming there. So then you come up to the conclusion, why not we sell complete division? You sell your engineering division, you can sell your R&D division, you can sell your quality divisions. So in some or other, you sell your division or a part of an organization to other company or to other stakeholders, so it become a divestiture strategy. So when a division needs more resource to be competitive, you sell your division because that division requires more money, but you don't have it. And you don't have the money to be invested in that division, so you sell your division to other company. Just like Pakistan Post Office. So Pakistan Post Office didn't make its expenses to be met from the current operations. So they sell their cargo operation to some other firm. They outsource their cargo operations. So similarly, the Pakistan Railway. So in Pakistan Railway, the cargo operation is also sold to some private contractor. So this is called a divestiture strategy because Pakistan Railway was not able to maintain its expense through their current revenues. So they sold their cargo operation to some contract firms. When a division is responsible for an organization over poor performance, obviously Pakistan Railways performance was not good, so that's why they sold their cargo operations. When a division of a misfit with the rest of an organization, misfit means obviously that kind of a division is not working fairly for the organization, and it becoming costly and becoming some kind of a safed hati or white elephant kind of a thing. So you sell that part of organization. And when a large amount of a cash is needed quickly and cannot be obtained reasonably from the other source, I've given you the example of Pakistan Railway, Pakistan Post Office. So they were obviously with the shortage of money to meet their expenses from their revenue. So they sold out their operations to the contractors. And when the government antitrust action threatens the organization, sometime it happens that the government may notice that your particular function is not coming up with the standards of social requirements. So then you take away from that division by selling some other contractor, because you cannot deal with the present situations and present fundings. And the last policy is liquidation. Sorry. Liquidation, obviously, the very last option, when you sell all the assets of your company. It means that you want to, if you want to wind up your company, you want to take your money, all money from your company back, then you become to this conclusion that to sell your all company's assets in parts or intangibles or in as a whole, when an organization has pursued both the retrenchment and divestiture strategy. It means that retrenchment doesn't work, divestiture doesn't work, they are not making some good for you, so you sell your rest all assets to other people or to other buyers, and by that policy you take your all money out which is being left, and you cannot run your firm by the current expenditures, current money. When an organization's only alternative is bankruptcy, obviously is if your organization or a firm is becoming definite to be called a bankrupt kind of firm, so this is the last way to sell out all your assets and meet your expenses. When stakeholders of a firm can minimize their losses by selling the organization's assets. So this is the simple point. Because shareholders are there who have invested their money into your organization. If they find that you cannot earn a profit and revenue to those shareholders, so obviously they demand to sell assets of your company and give them money back them what they have invested. So these are the policies: liquidation, defensive strategies I told you about, then diversification, intensive strategies, and vertical integration. So this is all about for today's lecture. So I have told you that I will be taking little lecture today, and this is all for today's lecture. So there's no assignment for this week. So we will meet inshallah for next week for other lecture, and I will be sharing this video very soon with you. Thank you very much. And if you have question, you can ask question. And how many slides left? But this is the last slide. It is this was the last slide. Okay. So 24 number slide was the last. Thank you very much.
Sir.
Ji.
Hello, sir.
Ji.
Sir, when we finish our analysis, internal audit and external audit, after that we can analyze our organization that we are in which situation.
The chapter
after that we can choose the strategy, defensive or other strategy. I am right or wrong, sir?
You are absolutely right. After that, we will
Yeah.
start chapter number 6. In that chapter, obviously, we will be doing some kind of a mathematical work. And after that, you will be able to analyze your organization. And then you would be definitely able to suggest some proper strategies for your organization. So it is a complete process. We are going through some chapter to chapter. Okay.
Thank you.